Yes, guys, this is nearly last and welcome. In this video, what we're going to be doing is another stealth class setup video. This time, guys, we're going to be focusing on the Dingo. Now, as we know, with the Dingo, it has the fastest fire rate in the LMG category, and for me personally, is a very, very good gun to use overall. It doesn't quite have the damage that some of the other LMGs have, but the fire rate certainly does make it up for it, and does make it very, very usable indeed. Now, as you can see, with the particular gameplay we're going to be using it on is Safeguard. Now, what I do find with Safeguard is a very good type of game mode to be using LMGs on. I mean, at the end of the day, the opposition are always going to be spawning pretty much in one sort of location. They do have areas that they can actually flank around you, but you know which way the robot's going to be coming. They always follow the exact same path, so you pretty much know where the enemies are going to be coming from, so you can control those particular points very, very easily. So let's just jump into the kind of attachments that I'm actually running with. Now, first of all, obviously we're going to be going with suppressor. Obviously, this is going to complement the stealth class setup. This is going to help us obviously keep off the mini-map, dropping from location to location, just pick off enemies, keeping them guessing to exactly where we are going to next. Then the next one is going to be quick draw. Obviously with the LMGs, even though I'm going to be playing a little bit conservative, especially when I'm trying to stop the robot, when I'm actually trying to guard the robot, I will be wanting to try and keep that weapon up as fast as possible. And if you're trying to play other different particular game modes, as you know with the LMGs, they are very, very slow into getting to ADS, so we definitely want to be sticking on quick draw. Then moving on to the next one is grip. Now, even though this particular weapon with its recoil is not that bad, it does kick a little bit, and we definitely want to be trying to make sure that we're getting all these shots on target straight away. Then we're going to be moving on to the very last one, and that is going to be extended mags. Now, the reason that I'm sticking on extended mags, like I say, because I'm playing on Safeguard, if I've got a load of enemies charging through into one particular location, even though the LMG magazines are pretty large anyway, once you stick extended mags on this particular gun, you pretty much have half your ammo in one magazine. So you could basically go all the way down to 0, reload once, and that would be it. You'd have all your bullets straight away. Even though you're seeing in particular gameplay, I do take my time to reload when I do have the actual chance, but you can actually let it go down to 0. Now, this can be swapped out. I mean, at the end of the day, you can swap it out for stock if you wanted to be a little bit more mobile, if you're trying to play on different types of game modes or anything else like that. But for this type of game mode and the way that I'm actually playing, for me personally, extended mags is the better way to go, because as you can see now, I'm going to be guarding the robot. As soon as I'm doing that, I have multiple enemies chasing towards me, and it's going to give me plenty of ammunition to try and take out as many people as I possibly can. Then moving on into the actual perks that I'm going to be running with. First of all, I'm going to be running with Ghost. Obviously, this is going to be complementing the actual stealth class setup. This is going to try and help us keep off the mini-maps the best we possibly can. Now, obviously, it's not going to be working quite as well in this particular game mode and the way that I'm actually playing at the moment. Obviously, you have to be mobile and everything else when you're trying to have it active all the time. I do find myself being a lot more stationary. So once you're playing on other particular game modes, when you're trying to flank around into different positions, it will work a lot more than what it is in this particular one. Then moving on to the next one is going to be fast hands. Obviously, with fast hands, this is going to try and get our weapon up as fast as we possibly can. This is obviously going to then complement the quick draw, because as I said before, with the LMGs, we definitely want to be trying to get these weapons up as quickly as possible, because people can get onto you very, very easily. Then moving on to the very last one, and that is going to be blast suppressor. Now, definitely for blast suppressor, when I'm trying to play on Safeguard and things like that, if I'm just trying to control the outer reaches, at the end of the day, you don't have to worry about dead silence, because you're not going to be getting too close to people for them to be able to hear, and especially things like awareness and things like that, you don't really need to be worrying about that, because you're not going to be getting to in such close quarters that you really need to be listening to where they're coming from. You're just going to be controlling pretty much a lot of areas and trying to take people out. Now, that's not to say that with this particular Dingo, though, you can't go and play aggressive and jump into people and whatnot else. You certainly can, but for me personally, if you're trying to use this nice little stealth class setup, this is probably the better way that it would actually suit overall for me personally. But anyway, guys, this is just my little rundown on the Dingo stealth class setup. I hope you enjoyed it. Coming up on your screen now is the actual class setup, so pause it, go stick this in your creator class and go give it a good go, because I know a lot of people actually really enjoy the Dingo, and this particular class setup does work extremely well. But anyway, guys, coming up on my screen now is my subscribe button. Make sure you jump in on that, and guys, if you can smash that like button for me and support my channel, be even better. This is nearly last, and I'll catch you later.